Hello, I'm often asked what adhesive to use for it to be hypoallergenic. For the client to not have allergic reactions, for the fumes to be as small as possible. Each adhesive includes cyanoacrylate, and only its quantity will determine whether the adhesive is more or less fume-forming. Adhesives conventionally called hypoallergenic simply have much less of this component, so they are slower and also weaker when it comes to durability. They are significantly harder to work with, so I personally think it's better to work with adhesives that are much faster, for example green, noble. Of course, there is also the option of mixing adhesives. For instance, we have a client who's afraid of having an allergic reaction. Then we can mix two adhesives, for example, a faster adhesive with a slightly weaker one. Of course, we must adjust it all to ourselves, to our predispositions and to our work pace, to what's the most convenient for us. On the other hand, when it comes to the matter of allergic reactions, then unfortunately, if the client has a reaction, we can't do anything about it. Another aspect is how to care for this adhesive and which adhesives you should have. Above all, the best, most optimal conditions in which we glue lashes. On are humidity between 50 and 60% and temperature of approximately 21 degrees. Obviously, if the temperature is lower, for example 19 degrees, we can work quite well too. On the other hand, if it's much higher, the adhesive will polymerize much faster. Working with it will be slightly more difficult, and the bond durability may also be weaker. It's all well and good, but sometimes the adhesive simply doesn't want to cooperate in the moment. It's worth replacing such adhesive then, so each stylist should have at least 2, 3 adhesives at hand. When, for example, one of them fails, we should always replace it with a second one, and all should be well. To check whether we have the proper conditions in the parlour, it's worth having a temperature and humidity sensor. Of course, we have the current temperature and humidity marked. If the temperature is too high, for example in winter, we must open some windows, air the room, and then the temperature will drop. In the summer, we must take account of the fact that we need to have an air conditioner. When it comes to humidity, excessively high humidity, it's very easy to make it drop by opening windows and airing the room. When it comes to humidity, excessively high humidity, it's very easy to make it drop by opening windows and airing the room. When it comes to humidity being too low, it's worth having an air humidifier. It's important for the conditions to be constant. It's important for these conditions to not be only in one place near the humidifier or near the weather station, but for the station to be standing right near us, where we glue lashes on, so that we could be sure that the moment of glue bonding on the lashes will take place in adequate conditions. It's also vital to care for the adhesives accordingly. There are, for example, plugs available, thanks to which we can secure the already opened adhesive. Let's remember for the packaging to always be tightly closed, possibly using these plugs and, above all, cleaned. When it comes to what we should do with the adhesive, where we should store it, adhesives should be stored in a dark, dry room, away from sunlight. Very good are, for example, sachets, bags where we can store such adhesives. Adhesives should absolutely not be stored in a fridge, since after taking such an adhesive out, the difference in temperature is too large and moisture automatically deposits on such a cool adhesive due to this difference in temperatures.